welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Julia, and I'm with Julia Sue's Stamping. I have a problem. Once I discover a new technique, I just keep making it. I just go, well, what about this paper? How would this look? Or how about this thing? Would this look good with it? Or what about this stamp set? How about if I try this? Am I alone? Or are you that way? I think it's a lot of people have that with crafting. Sometimes we just need to take some time to relax, to just kind of blank things out of our mind, relax a little bit. And for me, that is paper crafting. And since you're here hanging out with me, maybe it's that way for you as well. So I saw this technique, which is kind of a fun fold, but it's kind of not. It's with pleating. Some people call it a curtain fold, others call it a pleated fold. And you can see what you think. Let me know what you would call it. I would really like to know what you think this kind of fun fold should be called. So I made it. I saw that a demonstrator made it, a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I want to give that a try. So I started kind of the way that they had done it, and then I decided to change it a little bit, and then of course I changed it again. Then I started using all sorts of different papers, and next thing I know, I've got 7 cards. So, and like 2.5 hours have passed when I thought it would just take me a half hour. So that's why I'm saying, oh my gosh, I think it's just like addicting for me, but I think it's a good addiction because then I send these cards on their way, and I think that they make the recipients happy and help them feel seen and noticed, which is really important, especially these days. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. I grabbed a lot of things from the A Little Bit Festive kit. It has ephemera, which is what these are from right there, and it also has designer series paper, which is what this is from. This is such pretty paper. On one side it has the what is that called, gingham? I think it's gingham. And on this side it's got like a chevron. Gorgeous colors, and it goes with the Lost Lagoons, so that's what I picked for the base of the card. We also have some basic white and some gold. The camera does not like the gold very well, so I'm going to kind of keep that over here and out of the way, or the camera will not focus very well. And then I grabbed some sayings from the, let's see, what's it called? Joyful Sayings Ephemera. And it's a mix and match, goes with lots of different things, and this is like in a misty moonlight color, so pretty cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started with making this. Getting the bone folder and taking care of the base of the card first, folding it and burnishing right where I have the score line, and I'm going to make this a landscape card. Beginning with the pleating. I'm going to get the paper trimmer, which has a cutting blade and also has a scoring blade. I've already cut this to be 2 inches, so it's 2 by 12. And now I'm going to begin the process of scoring it. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to score this one every 2 inches and alternate with 1 inch. So 2 inches, and then I'll score it 1 inch, then I'll score it 2 inches, then I'll score it 1 inch. So you'll see what I mean. I'll go ahead and take it to the 2 inch and score it. Now I see where the score line is. I'm going to take that to where the 1 inch is and lift it up there. And I've got all these lines down here that help me know I'm at the 1 inch mark. So I'll score that at the 1 inch. And now I'm going to take that and go to where the 2 inches, and I can see very easily where the score line is. You probably cannot see as well because it's hard to show up on the camera, but then there's the 1 inch right there. So I go all the way down the line, and I have this one that I've already done that to. So it has a 2 inch score there, and then 1 inch, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2, and then it ends with a 1. So I'm going to diagonally cut this. I take one end, the 2-inch end, the bigger end, and what I'm going to do is put it at the 1-inch mark on my trimmer. The bottom down here is going to go right on the cutting line, right there. So I have that there, and the top is at the 1-inch mark. And using the cutting blade, I'm going to set this down and cut all the way down. Now I can set this aside and use it for something else, maybe some die cuts or something fun like that. And I believe for the moment I'm done with the paper trimmer. I'm going to begin to go up and down with folding. And I'm kind of pleating this designer series paper. See how it's being pleated? And then the last one, that 1-inch, goes like that. But every one of these, because of it being cut at an angle, you can see a little tail of it, a little like curtain right there, and it looks so pretty. When you cut it at this way, this is about 5 inches in width. I'm going to take the bone folder and I'm going to make it a little bit tighter. And taking the 5-inch piece here, I will have all the measurements for this, everything up on my blog, so please be sure you check it out. And I begin to lay it down on here using some adhesive right here on the back. Place it down, and I'll get that on there first. And then after I've got the adhesive piece there, I'm looking for my adhesive. I go ahead and have that on there. I will use, make sure I get that on there the way I want it to. Okay. And then I'm going to use the tear and tape to lay it down under here and put each piece down on top of the tear and tape until I have it adhered. Just like that. Then a little bit of adhesive on all these little pieces here, and it's good to go. So here's one that I've already adhered. I put the tear and tape underneath, and then little by little I took each pleat and put a little bit of adhesive. You can use glue or tape runner right underneath and glue those down or adhere them down. So you can see it's still got that pleat on there, and it's a little thickish, but that's the way I've got that on there. Okay. I am going to adhere that to the gold because that frames it really well. All right. And putting it down on top of the gold, and then the gold piece I'm going to adhere onto this Lost Lagoon. So you can do the pleat at different sizes, like, but the middle one should be like half of it. So I did some pleats at 1 and then 1/2 inch, and I did some pleats at 2.5 and then 1 3/4. So you can see how that would work with the others that I'll show you. So here's the inside, and then I'm going to use some of that ephemera from the A Little Bit Festive to decorate the inside of the card. And then a little bit festive to decorate the outside of the card. It has these trees with a little bit of snow. All right, and place that right down on there. I'm going to go ahead then and put this 'Tis the Season, lift it up with dimensionals. Lift it up Perfect. And then I've got some Regal foiled adhesive back dots. It has some that are in a blue. I'm going to go ahead and just use my fingers on these. I find it's easier. They're so small. When I try to use the take your pick tool, I have problems. All right, so this is that card. How cool looking is that? It's so pretty and really quick. And now let me show you some examples of other ones that I made. This was the first one that I made, and it was with 2 inches and 1 inch. So 2 inches and 1 inch all the way across with the Designer Series paper. And this uses the Nests of Winter and the Winterly Treetops stamp set. So here's the inside of that one with a little bit of shaded spruce and some white. But I thought that was really nice with also the Regal foiled dots. All right, so I used the Autumn to Remember scrapbook kit to create this one. I thought that the leaves were so cool looking, and then the paper, again, it is 2 inch and 1 inch here, and I was able to make it so it is a portrait style card. This is with the Spotlight on Nature, and then the saying, "The Grateful for You," is from the Layers of Beauty stamp set. Inside is simply some Cajun craze. This is a great big loopy bow behind there that I just created and adhered to the back, and then this is lifted up with some dimensionals. Here's another example of the card. This is using the Splendid Autumn Designer Series paper, and here I went with 1 inch and then 1/2 inch pleats, 1 and then a 1/2 inch, all the way across with the heartfelt hexagon and just some baker's twine essentials. Again, the Regal dots, the foil dots, so super fun. And then I used the color wheel to come up with using a balmy blue for the card base and pumpkin pie inside. This one is the Simply Zinnia Suite, and I've got the Blackberry Bliss with gold ribbon at the top of this with the Simply Zinnia stamp set, and inside a nice flower. Again, the Regal foil dots. And this one was with, I believe it was 2 inch and 1 inch, folded all the way down. And I made it really big. This one was 4 inches in length instead of the other one that I created was 2 that I showed you today. Here's another great Christmas card that I thought was so fun. And this is using the Country Woods Designer Series paper. It works perfectly well with the Misty Moonlight, a little bit of gold, and the Joyful Images, as well as the Joyful Sayings ephemera mix and match packs. Kind of nice, didn't have to do any stamping on that one at all. As well as this one, this is also the Country Woods Designer Series paper. How fun is that? A little bit of gold cord that I had, and using the ephemera again from the Joyful Images and Joyful Sayings. Yeah, the pleats are super, super easy to do. And when you have the 2 inch and 1 inch, it makes it so they go all the way across if you do it landscape. And when I did them with the portrait style, it fit just fine, but then I would need to trim it. So first I would adhere it to the white background, and then if you need to trim it at all, you can do that. It's easier. Just take your paper snips and trim to make sure it fits onto the card. As you can see, I simply became addicted to this card, to the pleats, and having fun with it. It's so incredibly easy. And the cards look gorgeous. They look so pretty, really eye-catching. So I really hope that you give it a try, and if you enjoyed this, please be sure you give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and check out the Facebook page. Everything's Julia Sue's Stamping. All right, Well, thank you. That's it. That's how easy is this pleat. And just try different sizes, try different papers. I used 6x6 papers. I used the 12x12, cut them into 2 inches. Some I did 3, some I did 4, because it's fun to kind of experiment and see what would work for you. So if you have any questions about how this works, just let me know. I'll do everything I can to help answer and help you out. And if you decide to make some, do me a favor and tag me, because I would love to see your creations. That would be so fun. I hope you have a fantastic day and that you have an opportunity to get inky today. All right, well, happy stamping. Bye-bye.